Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Arctic's 8-Bit Bytes. If you're into AV engineering, programming, and all things tech, you're in exactly the right place. Thanks for watching. In this video, let's talk about a little trick that can save an install. It's a little thing called CEC. And towards the end of this video, I'd like to show you how to use CEC with QSC Q-SYS and an NV21 endpoint, a decoder. And I'd also like to show you how to use CEC with one of Crestron's NVX decoders. So picture this. You're working on either a Crestron or a QSC Q-SYS install, and let's say you have a whole bunch of displays throughout a church. Except the displays are going to be client provided and you have no idea what's going to be there when you show up for final commissioning. Now naturally, the sales team has your back. They've told the client exactly what to buy, so it should all work out perfectly with the control system you're installing, right? Naturally, this is hypothetical because this would never happen smoothly. But you normally have three options of controlling those TVs. So we have Ethernet control and you have RS-232. And as the last resort, assuming the box that's behind the TV has this, is IR. Now, if you go IR, I'm hoping that you brought along a bottle of Gorilla Glue because you need to make sure that those IR eyes are glued onto the TV. So there's one fourth thing that can absolutely save your ass. I just said save your ass in a church. Let me introduce CEC. CEC, or Consumer Electronics Control, is a built-in feature from the original HDMI 1.0 specification. It didn't get much attention first, but I don't know, right around 2006 or so, when HDMI 1.3 came out, CEC started gaining a little bit of traction. I first remember seeing it in devices like game consoles like the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox One. You'd fire up one of those game consoles, and if you had the feature enabled on your TV, the TV would turn on when you turned on the game console. Even better, if you had a home AV receiver and you had your video going through that receiver, it would turn on your home AV receiver also. That was very cool stuff back then. So CEC has always kind of felt like a home theater thing, designed more for residential setups than commercial AV installs. Now, let's fast forward to 2025, but first, if you're enjoying this video so far and would like to see more AV related content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Subscribing helps this channel to grow and gives me the motivation to keep making more videos. You might be surprised that CEC quietly made its way in a lot of commercial grade gear. It's in a lot of products now. In most cases, you just enable CEC in the device's menu and make sure that you're using the correct HDMI port. It's usually HDMI port 1. It usually is not allowed in all the different ports. Now, QSC Q-SYS includes built-in CEC support on its video endpoints, and Crestron NVX offers similar functionality. Both platforms also allow for custom CEC commands. In doing custom commands, this allows you to do a deeper level of control depending on the device. So what advantages are there with CEC? First of all, CEC doesn't require any special cables to be made. It's controlled on an HDMI cable. And unlike soldering all those tiny little pins on an RS-232 connector, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. On larger installs, CEC reduces install time because you just plug in one cable, an HDMI. And it also reduces install costs. You don't have all these extra connectors or pins to solder. Now CEC, unlike trying to control a TV with Ethernet ports, an Ethernet port can sometimes go to sleep or shut off when you turn the display off. And now you're going through, the display's menu looking to turn that back on so the Ethernet port stays alive. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff with CEC. CEC is also a universal protocol, so if a display goes bad, there's a very good chance that a new display, maybe even a different model or a different brand, they're going to plug that TV and you enable CEC on the menu, and there's a good chance that that new display is going to work. And you're not going to have to change anything on the control system. So finally, let's dive into some QSC and a little bit of Crestron. I'd like to show how to use CEC on both platforms. Also, have you ever heard of a thing called the CEC-O-Matic? I just love that name. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a website that can generate CEC commands. And I've played around with it a little bit, and it's actually pretty technical and kind of hard to use, but it can generate custom CEC commands. So I'll show you that real quick. You might want to play around with it. CEC-O-Matic. I just wanted to show you the URL. In this clip, it's a sharp display. I wanted to show you how easy it is to turn on CEC on the menu. Boom, there it is, CEC, on. Plug in your HDMI cable and you're ready to go. Let's hop over to Qsys. You can see my MV21 blocks, and attached to those blocks are the generic HDMI display drivers. You can find those little generic blocks in the inventory tab under video. I click on that block and I have to enable CEC. And I can also say how many custom commands I want to have within that block. There's a bunch of built-in commands, so you really don't even need the custom. And here I'm showing that there's a tab now for CEC because it's enabled. Okay, there's a bunch of built-in commands. The display power status is a little LED that shows live feedback, and it queries it every 5 seconds. The on and off commands kind of have weird names. They're actually called one-touch play, and standby is your off. So I'm going to show you that real quick in Lua. So also notice that you can click on those blocks and you can give them a script access name. So now I can use my named components. I can talk to all these CEC blocks from another block. I'm going to show that really quick. I'm just giving them names: monitor 1, monitor 2, monitor 3, and monitor 4. Okay, go all the way down, and I have another text controller block. I called it display control. And I've created a bunch of state trigger buttons. And basically, I want to have all of my power on and power off commands in one place, as opposed to in a bunch of different CEC modules. And it also allows me to do an all on or all off for all the displays. It lets me sequence. So let me show you some Lua. I'm not going to show you the whole program, but at the top, you can see I'm creating all my components, my references to the CEC on command and the reference to the CEC off command. And then I'm also creating a component or a reference to the CEC power status LED. And the sweet thing about all those is I have event handlers for all of it. So if the status of a display changes and that LED turns on or the Boolean goes to true, it triggers a block of code. And then now my buttons, I can turn my buttons on and off based on the live feedback. So now my buttons have live feedback. And that's what I'm showing right here. So basically an event happened. Either that display turned on or off, and then I see, oh, if it's true, then light up my button. The other thing I'm doing here is I have a timer, and every 3 seconds I'm asking all those CEC blocks, hey, what's your status? So if something changes, it triggers a block of code, and then I'm also querying it. And the one thing I'm not showing is I'm not showing the power on commands, but that monitor 1 underscore on, if I did a dot value equals 1, it would turn the display on. Okay, off to Crestron. So underneath our Ethernet settings, I have our Crestron NVX decoder. And then under there, there's a section that's your HDMI out block. I click on that. This CEC comes out of your HDMI cable. At the very bottom, there's 2 serials, an in and an out, where I can send data, send commands, CEC commands, or I can receive. So that's where I get my live feedback. In Crestron, there's another CEC block. It's like a driver block that creates the commands. And it's called that generic CEC display control. And that's under the Crestron modules. It's built right into the program. And you can see it's got, power on, power off, all of your inputs. At the very bottom, it's generating the text codes that get sent to the HDMI out block. And that's it. It's super easy to do in both platforms. And last but not least, thanks for watching Arctic's 8-Bit Bytes, where I'm pleased to be your Internet AV engineering and programming resource. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe for more AV programming content. And hey, thanks for hanging out this morning.